If you've been struggling with your mental health recently, then this video is for you. No, I'm not going to talk about mental health in this one just because we have a very important topic to discuss, that is gut health. As you know, there have been a lot of videos, a lot of research articles and blogs that have been doing the rounds lately about 30 vegetables and fruits per week. Now, this is something that seemed very daunting to some people, as well as it seemed very easy and like a daily activity for a lot of people. So, how can we incorporate 30 fruits and vegetables or plant based foods into our diet for optimal gut health? Now, before we start our video, the most important part is why should you listen to me? Hi, I'm Pubali, I'm a psychiatrist and I work with a lot of patients daily in my clinical practice. I focus on a lot of nutrition based tips because serotonin, dopamine, and a lot of other neurochemicals are produced in our gut and they travel to the brain and they are responsible for good mental health, as well as imbalance of these neurochemicals does lead to bad mental health. So when we are talking about mental health, not talking about gut health almost makes the discussion incomplete and impossible. Now let's start with the basics of gut health. That is, that our gut is not just a non-living object. It contains millions of bacteria of different variety. Your gut bacteria diversity actually depends on the type of foods you consume and thus the importance of the diversity in your food groups. So instead of eating one vegetable, if you can make 3-4 vegetables in a combination, make a sabji out of it, make some salad out of it, or make some mixed vegetable, then that is something that's going to help you a lot in terms of your gut health, much more than eating a single vegetable. So the way I recommend my patients is to have some raw foods in your diet daily. You can just have a simple salad. Mix 2 to 3 different vegetables as per your convenience, whatever you have at home based on the seasonal availability, and just put it together. You do not need to eat heaps and heaps of salad. This is again a misconception that comes when I ask my patients to eat these foods, that obviously you cannot eat so much of so many foods in a single day, but you don't have to. It's like even if you have 1 spoon and 2 spoons of that food, your bacteria is getting fed and they are going to grow. The colonies are going to go. They are going to release a lot of neurochemicals that are going to help you not just in your mental health, not just in your gut health, but in preventing a lot of chronic diseases like heart problems, diabetes, hypertension, and many other lifestyle diseases, also skin problems. Gut health, mental health, and skin health are very well related. So if you have clear skin, that is an indication that your gut is healthy also. So now let's start with the food groups that we can have. Now, when we are including the food groups, it does not mean that it has to be just plants and vegetables. So it comes from a variety of food groups and I'm going to give you the list here. The most important of that list is obviously vegetables, fruits, legumes, nuts and seeds, certain dessert options that I will include at the end. So stay tuned for watching that. And number 6 is going to be fat sources from plants. So let's start with some important groups that is most commonly discussed, fruits and vegetables. As you know, fruits and vegetables also come in very different varieties. When we talk about fruits, we talk about citrus fruits, non-citrus fruits, berries. So if you consider fruits also, you can have it in 3 categories. So suppose have a citrus fruit, orange, have a berry, maybe strawberry, and have a non-berry, non-citrus, so maybe an apple. So just 3 of these, if you can just have a piece of them, even if you can't have the whole fruit, just have a piece of it. And if you're living in a family setup, just cut 1 apple, cut 1 orange and divide it among your family members. It's that simple. And next, now coming to the second category, that is vegetables. Vegetables, again, there are a variety of vegetables. There are root vegetables, tuber vegetables, cruciferous vegetables, as well as leafy greens. So include 1 from each category. It's that simple. Have a carrot, have spinach, have a local, some kind of vegetable that you're probably having like a tomato or onion, and just you can add something else, mix it together, tie it up together. Winter season also comes with a variety of vegetable options. So based on the season, you can change your vegetables. Suppose you can have more of cauliflower and broccoli in the winters. You can have more of bitter gourd and gourd or lauki in the summers. So these are some common combinations that you can try out based on your seasonal availability and where you live. Now let's come to the third category, that is the healthy fats and the nuts and seeds. So in this category, I'm particularly going to talk about the seeds and the nuts. The nuts are, as you know, we have walnuts, almond, we have cashews, peanuts, pecans, whatever you can have that is easily available to you that suits your body, just have a mix. So suppose 2 almonds and 2 cashew with half a walnut is a very good combination. Now let's come to the seeds. Seeds, you can go for seed mixes or you can have individual seeds, but do ensure when you're having the seeds that it should not be in such a situation that you're adding a lot of other processed ingredients like salt, seasoning, or a lot of preservatives to it. So go for unsalted, plain mixed seeds, sunflower, pumpkin, chia seeds. These are good options. Next, coming to the other healthy fat sources other than the nuts and seeds. In this, I would like to talk about avocado and olives. These are very good sources of healthy fats, and that is something that your gut also needs. So if you can include these, not on a daily basis but occasionally. Now let's come to the legumes. In an Indian household, dal chawal, dal roti is very common. As you know, we consume a lot of pulses and legumes automatically as part of our diet. So if you can just incorporate legumes into your diet in that format, that's also going to count in your 30. So you can make a mixed dal that contains 2 to 3 different legumes so that you can increase your gut microbiome diversity. Now let's come to the last part that I told you about, that we have some dessert options too. So turns out coffee and chocolate did get included in that list. So if you're drinking coffee, that again is something that you can add to the list of 30. And if you're having some chocolate, then that is also something you can have as a healthy dessert. Plus it adds to your good microbacteria profile and it will always help you in maintaining good gut health. Now 60 per week, 30 per week, if you can divide it into 7 days or 6 days, let us consider that one day of the week you can have a cheat day where you have no rules and you can eat whatever you want within moderation. But the rest 6 days, 30 groups. So if you can have 5 per day. Now there are going to be some overlaps. So suppose you might be using onions, tomatoes, chili, these kind of things daily in your diet. So that gets added. And you can just switch around your vegetables. One day you can have aloo and pumpkin. You can have lauki and mix some dhania with it. So you can have cabbage and you can have a lot of other seasonal vegetables. Just make a stir fry with cabbage, add some cabbage to the noodles that you like to eat at home. So these are some very simple techniques in which you can consider improvement in terms of your gut health. Do subscribe to my channel and do stay tuned for more such videos.